Just found out my wife cheated after 21 years of marriage, don't know what to do next. I've been unwell for 3 days and haven't slept. Please bear with me since I seldom use social media. My wife, 46 female, and I, 48 male, have been married 21 years, together 23 years, and have a 22-year-old kid. We've been experiencing some issues for the last year or so, and she's shown very little closeness or love in recent months. Unfortunately, I travel frequently for work, but I've recently tried to make things better by taking time off and making an extra effort to engage her, give her back rubs, hugs, and affection, but she just became more and more distant, eventually turning me down the last couple of times I tried to initiate. In the first 20 years of our marriage, she has never turned me down for any kind of intimacy. I've also been suspicious since she never puts her phone down and keeps it hidden. I eventually upped the courage to check the phone bill, and lo and behold, she's been calling and messaging numbers I don't know. There are thousands of messages dating back to last year, sent at all hours of the day and night, even on vacations. I felt something was up when I saw this, so I sat her down and challenged her about it. She said it was purely an emotional affair with no physical contact, only talks and flirtation. This person comes into her office on a daily basis, but I've never met him. I was saddened, but I thought there had to be more to it, so I looked into it. He seems to be using various phone numbers to accomplish this, but after some careful investigation, I discovered his identity, social media, job title, assistant veterinarian, and some other facts. After a few days, I confronted her with all I had discovered, and she denied until I threatened to go public. She finally acknowledged it was a physical affair that had been going on for quite some time, at least 6 months. She said she only had physical contact with him once, but when I questioned her for specifics, she couldn't recall when it happened. Right. After her gaslighting and lying to me for so long, I can't believe it occurred only once. Oh my God, what a jerk I've been. This is absolutely a deal breaker for me. We had what I believed was a wonderful marriage until lately, but who knows how long she has been tampering with us. We agreed to split and work on ourselves at first, but when she confessed to having with him when questioned a few days later, I told her we needed to divorce. We have no small children and no substantial assets. She's had serious medical concerns, so we sold everything we'd worked hard for to pay for doctors and therapy, so the divorce procedure is very straightforward here. She has agreed to leave this week and wants to live with a single friend with children and sleep on her sofa. She claims the new man has 4 roommates, so she won't be living with him, but I don't believe her anymore. I'm at a loss on what to do next. Because we've been together for almost all of our adult lives, the pain and betrayal has left me extremely broken up. I'm genuinely mourning the marriage, and I hoped we'd be able to work through it, but there's no turning back now. I'm very close to my son, and he is outraged that she has been cheating on him, but he clearly still loves his mother. This is where I could really benefit from some guidance. I really want to blow this thing up and tell our family and friends why we're breaking up. She is frightened that I will make everything public and has pleaded with me not to since it may ruin his life, and he's a lovely man, except for wrecking marriages in his spare time. I know where he works and am considering informing others in his life about what is going on since he has completely wrecked my marriage and my life. My kid wants me to simply terminate things with her and not make a big deal out of it. He claims that if I go public about their adultery, I would be lowering myself to their level, but this has damaged my heart as well as our marriage, and I am becoming more enraged. Should I go public with them? Anyone have any suggestions on how I should go about this? Or are there any resources that might assist me in resolving this? How will I ever be able to trust again? Sorry for the lengthy, meandering post, I'm feeling a little out of it to be honest. Edit, right now, my kid is my first priority. He has just ended his relationship with his first love, who cheated, so the timing is terrible. I want to follow his desires, but I've decided that at least, I'll inform our close friends and family, which will annoy my son, but after this treachery, I'm not going to allow her the opportunity to just conceal her acts and brush it all under the rug. I too feel the need to out my wife in order to keep some self-respect, and it's a lesson I hope my kid learns as well. Nothing he or I did could ever justify this betrayal of our family. I requested her to kindly simply pack her belongings and go. She accepted and would leave today. Also, we are just filing a joint petition for divorce. We have no assets other than some medical bills, which we will divide, so there is nothing else to argue over. There will be no alimony or child support. I have the divorce papers completed and notarized and will file on Monday. Edit number 2, following some angry PMs, I booted her out of the home 6 days ago and informed both of our family and friends. She is allegedly living on the sofa of a friend and using her address. It doesn't really matter to me anymore since I'm just concerned with myself and my immediate family. I'm leaving a forwarding address since I'm relocating to a new apartment in 10 days. If I approach the man, there's a strong possibility I'll wind up in prison, so we're focusing on the future. Thank you again to everyone who commented or messaged me with nice and encouraging remarks. Story 2. I'm 22 male, who is still devastated about when my 22 female, then girlfriend, now wife, cheated on me in the first few months. So, essentially, I met this gal a little more than 2 years ago and knew she was the one the instant I saw her. Now, a little background about her. Her parents were Jehovah's Witnesses, and her father was a leader or something. 3 months previous to having dated her, her parents discovered a condom wrapper in her vehicle and clearly excommunicated her, I don't precisely know JW phrases, to indicate that they forced her out of her home when she at the age of 19. She stayed with a friend at this time, but she became highly promiscuous, having with almost 10 different people in a 3-month period. She had just recently been able to afford renting out her own house when I met her. Prior to meeting her with my previous exes, I had never been jealous or anything, and I never wanted to snoop around, but at the start of our relationship, she solely had male friends, and a lot of them. I didn't mind since I had one close lady friend in whom I had faith, but I couldn't help but have that emotion. So, 6 months in, I decided to check through her FB conversations, and sure enough, I discovered specific evidence that she had cheated on me 3 months into the relationship, and that she had started it. I was devastated and confronted her about it. She denied doing it, but the messages were so detailed that I knew she had been lying to me, but I somehow believed her and was left to live with not knowing what really happened because she had deleted the messages and text messages afterward. Fast forward 2 years, and we're still together, married a few months ago, for financial reasons and because we were in love with each other, and she presently lives with me at my parents' home. She's totally changed since then, and she no longer has any man friends or any friends at all, which I wish she had, and I doubt she'll ever do it to me again. She expresses her regret and sometimes over it. When I was chatting to her close friend months before I was going to give her the ring, the agony came back to me. I had informed her that things were difficult at first because she had cheated on me, and her buddy had taught me that I had met the person she had to just say that my wife had cheated on me in the first few weeks, which was someone else. Her buddy definitely felt bad for letting that slip, but I had a feeling she was cheating on me with him from the start. He's the reason I began spying in the first place. I also told her about the other person, and she stated she was certain she cheated on me with him as well. Her friend has also told me how much she has changed and that it is not worth leaving the relationship because it is in the past. No matter what I do, I constantly have those sensations, which lead to rage, social anxiety, sadness, thoughts of infidelity, and, at times, a lack of interest in, among other things. Is it really so difficult to let go? I thought time would heal everything, but it still aches, and I'm reminded of it virtually every day. Is it correct that I believe this can work? Edit, we married because her parents were very wealthy and could no longer afford to pay for her education. Although we had married earlier, we just went public this year in order for me to assist her in obtaining financial assistance. I sacrifice such reason marriage to me means nothing, it's simply the link that counts.